Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Mongha. We're back with a bang. The Formula One Belgian Grand Prix 2024 qualifying reaction. And it was all wet weather quali. It was a complete wet weather quali. We saw people struggle before the qualifying even started. Even in FP3, we could see the likes of Lance Stroll struggling in the car, and to kind of rouge the corner, the blind corner, as I've said, it's like it's just going in. It's absolutely amazing to see what these Formula One cars can do, the speed they carry, but then in the wet weather conditions, it's almost impossible. You need to have nerves of steel to ensure and manage what to the car basically, and also ensure that you are safe. Safety is a must there, and has been an issue. Previously, we've seen Lando Norris losing it in McLaren in Eau Rouge a couple of years back, which had Sebastian Vettel and the whole of the paddock worried. Massive crash, but then with Lance Stroll in the FP3, not a big crash, but then it was also one of the like, oh my God, it has happened again. And of course, it was a wet weather quali. Even the F2 races were delayed. They were waiting for the racetrack to kind of clear up and the rain to stop, which eventually did. It did leave a window open for the Formula One cars to come on track, and Max Verstappen showed who's the best wet weather runner in Belgium. So thanks for watching. Sports with Mongha, it's here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon with more videos. Thanks for the support, guys, and let's get into the qualifying. Verstappen claims P1 in Belgian qualifying ahead of the grid penalty with Leclerc to start a race from pole. One thing that we have known from a fact for quite a while is that Red Bull are ready to take some engine penalty, or Max Verstappen is ready to take some engine penalties because he's getting a fourth engine. There were only 3 allowed in a year. He's taking the 4th one because they've done 12 races with it, and they want to take one more. They want to test with one more and see how that kind of pans out. Red Bull has been lacking performance, and I'm guessing this is a way to kind of step it up and say, hey guys, we are here to play as well. But that means if this guy is not starting on pole because of the grid penalty, 10th place grid penalty, the man in the red, the Scuderia, the Mr. Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, the Monegasque, the Monegasque, the beautiful, the handsome, the charming Charles Leclerc takes pole, inherits the pole from Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen set the fastest time in qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix, but the Dutchman will start from P11 due to the 10th place grid penalty for making a power unit change, meaning that Charles Leclerc will inherit pole position. That's an important point, guys. Leclerc has not had a great Formula One season this year. He's had ups, and most of them have been downs. He's faced criticism of his own driving style. He's criticized the team of the car not being able to fight at the top. But this is his moment. He gets the pole. He puts the car right where he wants it to. And but Belgian Grand Prix, Spa-Francorchamps is full about it's easy to overtake the car, the long run pace. Apparently, it's going to be good weather and dry conditions in the racing during the race. Let's see how that goes, because tire degradation has not been a strong suit of the Ferraris. McLarens will come back from behind. Lots to get into. Hit the subscribe button if you're a Charles Leclerc fan, and if you're not a Charles Leclerc fan, get me in the comment section below. Let me know, why are you not a Charles Leclerc fan? Don't you love that man? He's just beautiful. Verstappen looked impressively quick as the session progressed and set an unbeatable 1 minute 53 159 in the Red Bull, half second clear of Charles Leclerc. Yes, half a second clear. He was like, I have a new engine, guys. I'll show you what it does. Boom, half a second deficit on the second one. beautiful. I love Max how and Red Bull how they show strength there. Sergio Perez enjoyed a better qualifying by putting his Red Bull in P3 ahead of Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton in P4. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri took 5th and 6th respectively for McLaren, with Mercedes or George Russell in 7th. Interesting point to note here, guys. Perez did what he could do best. He did not bin it. That's a good thing. That's a starter. He did not bin the entire qualifying. He made it sure that he was right behind Charles Leclerc, so he starts P2, and he will go for the dash. I think that's his chance, because he will be like, okay, if I need to do something, I'll do it at the start, and rather than kind of preserve, because if Leclerc is out, I will start struggling with the tires and so on. My tires will be fresh. I will go for the first. But then P3 is a good starting point for Red Bull as a second driver, possible to put pressure on Charles Leclerc. P4 for Mr. Lewis Hamilton, 153.895, a complete, like if you have to say, it's like 700th of a second behind Max Verstappen. But he looked mighty fast as well in that conditions. He loves wet weather conditions. As it was during the qualifying, it's not going to be during the race, and that's going to be interesting to see how he kind of moves up the ladder there. It's important that this happens. We have the race. We have a great race, because Lewis Hamilton is going to come from behind on Checo Perez and Mr. Charles Leclerc. One thing to understand, the downforce levels have been trimmed by McLaren, going for a little less downforce than the Red Bull. That's why Max Verstappen and Red Bull have had better times. But then the race space during the long runs, it's going to be interesting how the downforce package works. McLaren are still the fastest, and everybody expects them to kind of go past them, past Leclerc. Ferrari saying in the media pen, Leclerc saying in the media pen. Then I don't know, guys. This is going to be interesting, but I don't feel that Leclerc or that McLaren's won't pass us. It will just be a matter of time. We will do everything to hold them off, but McLaren looked mighty on Friday with the free practice during the dry conditions, and that's what it is in the race, and it's going to be interesting to see about what happens there. So McLaren is poised to kind of come back to possibly go for the victory, guys. Here, go for the victory, and this is going to be interesting. These guys have everything to do. The man on the left is basically, in my mind, Max Verstappen can come back from behind to actually win the race as well. And that's what I feel is going to happen. I think he has the pace, he has the car, and he will do it. But then McLaren's have been mighty as well. That's going to be interesting. Leclerc has a good chance to kind of hold at least to a podium position. But let's see if he can. Lewis Hamilton, P3, he will sniff a victory again. That guy after Silverstone has a void force about him. He's like, I don't know, I'm going to the Scuderia, but I still bleed silver arrows, and I will try to win it. So let me know in the comment section, guys. What do you think is going to really happen? My predictions have been pretty clear. I feel it's going to be McLaren 1-2 with a Monegasque possibly driver, or even a different driver, right? Like, I think there is going to be some drama. I think we have to see what is that drama going to be. I have a feeling that Leclerc will, and my predictions have been Lando, Oscar, George. George, in my mind, didn't finish where he wanted, but the race pace has been his forte. Qualifying, of course, he's out-qualified Lewis 7-0. I think 7-3 or like 8-3 right now, or 8-4, something like that. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong, guys. How many times has this year has George beaten Lewis in qualifying? I think one race today, it was the one that Belgian Grand Prix that Lewis out-qualified George. But I feel George could be on the podium. But it's going to be a Mercedes on the podium. In my mind, the George I had picked because I felt that after his issues, he would go for the better one. But then Lewis Hamilton could also be on the podium. He will be like, the McLaren boys and me will make a good pair. Interesting thing to note, that George Russell is seventh, so he's not behind. He's not completely like out of the picture. He is George Russell's following is in seventh. So any carnage on front, George Russell will be there to pick up the pieces and get the win again, guys. It's going to be interesting. I think in my mind, I have a feeling that this guy is going to be exciting. This. It's going to be exciting, guys. Carlos Sainz claimed P8 for Ferrari, while his countryman Fernando Alonso in P9 in action in the Aston Martin, and with the surprise package of the red or the new livery or the Deadpool Wolverine livery, we have Esteban Ocon rounding up the top 10 for Alpine. Alex Albon was P11. Narrowly missed on Q3 by just thousandth of a millisecond on the Williams, putting him at P11. Pierre Gasly, P12. Daniel Ricciardo took 13th, and RB putting him ahead of Kick Sauber's Valtteri Bottas on 14th, and Lance Stroll, whose Aston Martin was repaired in time to participate after his FP3 crash, finished P15. The Haas pair of Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen had a disappointing day, having both exited in Q1 in 16 and 17, while Yuki Tsunoda was also eliminated in 18, though the RB drivers had already been set to start to the back of the grid due to engine penalty. Logan Sargent ended the day with P19, and Zhou Guanyu was P20. This is the curious case in my mind, guys. I don't understand how on the tricky conditions, like tricky race conditions, not Oscar Piastri, Zhou Guanyu and Logan Sargent still can't make Q3, like Q2. Like these are the chances where people want to make something. But yeah, it's just interesting to me. Oscar Piastri putting the gas, showing everybody what he can do. And he topped Q1. He was part of Q1, topped it. And after rail limiting running in the third and final practice hour in the final day, the track remained wet as qualifying approach in Spa-Francorchamps. Showers were not forecast to return until the end of the session, but the weather still posed something of an unknown factor. And that's what it was, and it's going to be the weather played its part. And I still feel it's going to be interesting this on the race day, because like what happens now? How does each what strategy do they play? Do they go long run? Do they change to like they start intermediates, or if it's really dry, if it's bone dry already, do they start softs or do they start mediums, or people go to hards first? It's going to be interesting strategy calls. We've seen people make or break the wins on strategies. Will McLaren mess it up again, or will Ferrari pose a surprise, or it's going to be a plain vanilla of Mr. Max Verstappen coming back from behind like a madman and winning the race again? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Sports with Mongha. Hit the subscribe button. 99% of you are loving those videos, enjoying to watch them, but don't subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for the support, guys, and I catch you at the race reaction of the Belgian Grand Prix. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.